year and second team All-SEC as well. 10.3 points, 4 rebounds, 6th in the SEC with 5.4 assists per contest. Another guard, 0-0, Tessa Latson, 5'8" senior from Miami. In her first season with the Gamecocks after transferring from Florida State. Former McDonald's High School All-American, earned honorable mention All-American for the 4th time this year. Also second team All-SEC honors, averaging 14.3 points, 2.7 rebounds per contest. Third guard in the lineup, number 5, Tessa Johnson, 6'1" junior from Albertville, Minnesota, out of St. Michael Albertville High School, where she was a McDonald's High School All-American, earned second team All-SEC honors this year, 12.9 points, 3.3 rebounds per contest. At a forward, number 8, Joyce Edwards, 6'3" sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, out of Camden High School, where she was a McDonald's High School All-American, earned second team All-American honors this year, as well as first team All-SEC honors for the second straight year. 4th in the SEC in scoring with 19.6 points per game, 6.3 rebounds as well. And in the middle, number 11, Madina Okot, 6'6" senior from Kenya, in her first season with the Gamecocks after transferring from Mississippi State, earned second team All-SEC honors this year. 13.4 points, leads the SEC with 10.9 rebounds per contest, and was 5th in block shots. Gamecocks in their traditional home white uniforms, garnet numbers trimmed in black, garnet and black trim down the side of the uniform. They'll be moving from left to right. Your officials for this afternoon's game, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, Meadow Overstreet, and Tyler Trimble. Good crowd here as always at Colonial Life Arena. Bottom bowl mostly filled, and a good smattering of folks in the upper deck. A lot going on here on campus this weekend, and a decent crowd here for round one. First ever meeting between these two schools, and it comes here in the NCAA tournament. Again, the Jaguars already won their first tournament game after playing in the first 4, knocking off Samford earlier this week here at Colonial Life Arena, 65-53, a game that was tied going into the fourth quarter. Madina Okot to the jump circle for the Gamecocks. She will have the height advantage, as will the Gamecocks most of the way against Demaya Porter, who stands at 6'1". Waiting for TV to give us permission to play. Lead official slowly making her way to the jump circle. Let's light this candle. South Carolina and Southern. The winner is on to Monday's second round against the winner of the game to follow us, the 8-9 game between Clemson and Southern Cal. Lead official to the jump circle. Ball's in the air. Tip to the Gamecocks. Moving left to right. We're underway in March Madness. Raven Johnson across the timeline. Man-to-man pressure here by Southern. They led the SWAC conference in steals, so got to be careful with the basketball. Joyce Edwards passes left to Tessa Johnson. Tessa comes around a screen, trying to drive the baseline. Cut off, zips it to Raven. Near corner, Tessa Latson. She'll drive, zips it up top to Okot. Climbs the ladder, drives into the lane, spins it up with the right hand, too strong. Rebound Joyce on the other side, trying to work through a couple of defenders and rolls it in through a sea of arms, and the Gamecocks lead 2-0. She had 6 arms in front of her and somehow got that one to go. Nice finish by Joyce. Here's a 3-ball up top right away for the Jaguars. Won't go down for Hurston, a 30% three-point shooter. Tessa Johnson claims the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Not quite a minute gone by here. 2-0 Gamecocks. Offensive foul called on an illegal screen by Madina Okot. So they're going to call it tight today. Wasn't much of one by Madina, but it'll be her first foul. The Gamecocks not as deep in the post. Again, Adele Tack still out with her injury. 2-0 Gamecocks. Southern with the basketball in their second possession. Gamecocks in their traditional man-to-man. Edwards drives into the lane, cut off by Tessa. Feed it on the right block to their big girl Porter. Fadeaway jumper off the glass, no good. Another rebound to Tessa Johnson. Outlet to Tessa Latson. Latson quickly across the timeline, driving right side. Up top to Madina Okot. Dumps it down low to Joyce Edwards. Spins back to her left, back to her right. Rolls it in for 2 more. And the Gamecocks lead 4-0. Joyce Edwards with all 4 of our points. 8:42 to play in the opening quarter. Tight man-to-man pressure for the Gamecocks as always. Here come the Jaguars. Up top with it is Porter, guarded by Madina Okot. Back to the left, stolen away by Raven Johnson. Raven, one girl to beat, and they're going to get her for an offensive foul. She gave a stiff arm to Michaela Cunningham that was pretty darn obvious. Not sure if something happened before that. Kind of an uncharacteristic move by Raven Johnson. She was going to have a layup anyway, but gave Cunningham a shove with the forearm, and it'll be an offensive foul and a turnover. Still 4-0 Gamecocks. Not sure if there was something before that led to that, but Raven obviously took exception to something Cunningham had done. Jaguars with the basketball. Hurston at the free throw line. Gets her man in the air. Bounce pass on the low block to Porter. Shot up no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. They say off Madina Okot, who thought she was fouled from behind. Coach Staley thought so as well. Okot was in position, got blasted from behind. The ball went off her. Caught as closely as they had called that first offensive foul on Madina. We'd get a defensive foul there. The Jaguars will have it. They'll bring it in baseline right side. Coach Staley still arguing with the baseline official about that non-call. We got to reset the shot clock, I believe, to 11 seconds. Coach Staley still giving the official an earful. As the Jaguars look to inbound. They get it in right side to Hurston. On the dribble with the left hand. Ball knocked out of her hands, but recovers. Shot clock under 10. Top of the circle it comes to Reed. On the dribble. Passes near corner to Hurston. Shot clock down to 1. They're not going to get a shot off. That's a shot clock violation. Outstanding defense by the Gamecocks and not very good awareness on the part of the Jaguars. Jaguars average 17 turnovers per game. That's a few. Raven will bring it up on Edwards as she matches up man-to-man in the backcourt. Gets it across, spins to her right, passes to Okot. Now Latson on the right wing. Tight man-to-man coverage for the Jags. Latson trying to work through a double-team trap. Up top to Edwards. Zips it down low to Madina. Okot fighting through a double team. Goes the reverse layup and lays it in for 2, and it's 6-0 Gamecocks as Madina Okot gets her first point to the postseason. Gamecocks going inside on every possession here, and they should. Here's Cunningham right side, guarded by Raven. Zips it up top to Hurston. Now left side at the free throw line, trying to drive as Porter puts one off the glass, no good. Rebound Tessa, and the Gamecocks have it. Gamecocks leading 6-0, 7:14 to play in the opening quarter. Tessa bumped again, no foul. Dribbling to her right, comes around a screen, hands it off to Latson. Latson on the dribble drive into the lane, floats it up, missed it off the front of the rim. Rebound to the Jaguars. Missed opportunity there as Latson couldn't finish. Still 6-0 Carolina, 3 minutes gone by. Here's Cunningham. Gets it out right side. Traveling called on Hurston. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. Almost a full line change for Southern. Gamecocks will go to their bench for the first time. Madina Okot out. Ali Tornaby's in for the first time. The freshman from France, averaging better than 4 points and nearly 3 rebounds. He played very well in the SEC tournament. Carolina ball moving left to right, leading 6-0 here. And all the points coming inside. Raven Johnson will bring it up. Pick up by Jocelyn Tate in the backcourt. Coming off the bench, one of their top players was the MVP of the SWAC tournament. Work it left side to Joyce Edwards. Now back in the corner. Raven wants 3. Rolls off the front rim, no good. Had a good look, couldn't knock it down. Rebound to the Jaguars. Raven a 40% three-point shooter, but might have rushed that one. Steal by Tania Latson. Just picked the pocket of Cunningham. She'll take it the length of the floor and lay it up and in, and it's 8-0 Carolina. Gamecocks giving the Jaguars a taste of their own medicine with the steal and the bucket. Bounce pass into the lane comes Dixon. Bounce pass down low to the big girl Harrison. Scoops it up, no good. Rebound swatted around. Tornaby's can't save it from going out of bounds, but it does go out of bounds off of Destiny Dixon, a junior from Foley, Alabama, for the Jaguars. It'll be Carolina ball. Leading 8-0 with 6:11 to play in the opening quarter. Raven Johnson being hounded in the backcourt by Jocelyn Tate. Tight man-to-man coverage. Work it right side to Tessa. Tessa to Tania Latson, top of the circle. To Tessa, threw it away. Tessa was cutting towards the baseline, and Tania thought she was going to set herself up for a three-point shot and threw it to the spot she had vacated. So a turnover there gives it back to the Jaguars. Still 8-0 Gamecocks. We're 4 minutes into the first quarter here. Cunningham across the timeline, guarded by Raven. Bounce pass to the left. Three-point shot by Delancey won't go down. Rebound Ali Tornaby's, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Tessa. Tessa comes around the screen, can't use it, back to her right. Bounce pass to Edwards on the low block. Zips it in the far corner. Latson wants 3, too strong. Tornaby tips the rebound to herself, finds Latson on the back door. She'll put it up, missed it, no good, but a foul will send her to the line. Gamecocks getting chances, but not finishing here. Gotta like the ball movement there. Very unselfish passing. 5:29 to play in the opening quarter. 8-0 Gamecocks as Agot McKeer will check in. The freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario, averaging 5.8 points, 3.6 rebounds. Going to be Tania Latson at the free throw line. Lat 78% on the year, hits the first one, gives her 3 points, and it's 9-0 Carolina. Second free throw, in and out, no good. Joyce Edwards with the rebound. She'll stick it back in, and the Gamecocks lead 11-0. Joyce Edwards with 6 points here in the first quarter, and Gamecocks out to a double-digit lead. Here come the Jaguars, trying to drive is Cunningham. Cut off by Agot McKeer. Back up top it comes to Delancey. Delancey on the dribble drive, stolen away by Agot McKeer. It's 2-on-1 the other way. McKeer finds Tessa Johnson, back to McKeer. She will lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 13-0. Outstanding ball movement. Gamecocks getting it going in transition, and they lead it 13-0 with 5:01 to play in the opening quarter, and Coach Carlos Funches is going to burn a timeout for Southern. Hey, parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversations at openconversationsc.com. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly for turnovers. So their start couldn't be much worse. On the floor for the Gamecocks, Tessa Johnson, Tania Latson, Agot McKeer, Allie Tornabees, and Joyce Edwards. Gamecocks in white, Southern in their, can you call it baby blue, North Carolina blue uniforms? White numbers, yellow trim. They've got it moving right to left. Gamecocks will match up man-to-man as Cunningham will bring it up on Agot McKeer, and we're back underway. The winner goes to the second round Monday here, the time to be determined. Cunningham driving the lane, kick it out far corner. Three ball away by Delancey, no good. Rebound tonight, Latson, and the Gamecocks have it. They want to run. Latson steams across the timeline. Now we'll settle into the half court. Latson drives into the lane. Oh, she got clothesline, puts it up, no good, but she was fouled and will go to the line. My goodness, saw her neck snap back. Let's hope she's all right. And she got a forearm, looked like to the forehead. It snapped her neck back and may have gotten her nose. She is holding her nose. She's got a bloody nose here. Let's hope she's going to. 4:37 to play in the first quarter. South Carolina leading Southern University 13-0. And it looks like during that timeout they were reviewing that last foul against Tania Latson, who got clotheslined, went to the locker room for a bloody nose. Call Cool Care to assist with your HVAC and plumbing needs. They offer free estimates and free second opinions. Cool Care also offers 100% financing with credit approval. Locally owned and operated, Cool Care has been serving South Carolina for over 25 years. For more information on these and other services, please call Cool Care at 803-772-7715 or visit coolcarehvac.com. And they did not add a flagrant foul, apparently. And Tania Latson went to the locker room during the timeout, got her nose cleaned up, and she's out there to shoot the free throws. So it's good to see that she's all right. A little scary there. Looked like she got clotheslined right across the bridge of the nose. She's going to shoot the free throws, and she makes them both. Raven, her old high school buddy, will come in for her. Again, no Maddie McDaniel today, out with illness, as Latson hits the first free throw. Gives her 4 points today, and it's 14-0 Carolina. Second free throw also good. She'll come out. 15-0 Gamecocks. Raven comes in for her with a big smile. Latson's smiling, so she's all right. And that's good to see. Southern ball. Gamecocks lead it 15-0 here. Cunningham will bring it up. Guarded by Agot McKeer in the man-to-man. They go double high. Comes around a screen to her left. Gamecocks now trapping with the zone. They drive and get a layup as Jocelyn Tate's blew past a couple of defenders. First points for the Jaguars comes with 4:21 to play in the first quarter. It's 15-2 Gamecocks. Joyce Edwards at the free throw line, kicks it out right side. Tessa in the corner for three, too strong. Fight for the rebound. It's lost out of bounds off the Jaguars. It'll be Carolina ball. First look at a three by Tessa, who led the SEC in three-point shooting at 44%. Couldn't get her 80th to drop of the season. Gamecocks will bring it in, baseline left side. Raven to trigger it in. Looking, tight man-to-man, goes to McKeer at the free throw line. 15-footer is good, off the inbound pass. Agot McKeer with her second bucket. It's 17-2. 3:59 to play in the opening quarter. We go for the steal. Agot McKeer knocks it loose, but Southern recovers. Top of the circle with it is Tate, who scored their first points a minute ago. High dribble on the low block. Puts a high-arcing shot, no good, nowhere close. Gamecocks come out of there with it. Here comes Raven Johnson the other way. Far corner, McKeer. Thought about the three, doesn't pull the trigger. 3.5 minutes to play in the first. Feed it halfway down the lane, Joyce Edwards. Trying to drive. Throws it into the far corner to McKeer for three. Too strong, way too much on that one. Missed the rim and everything. Rebound on the other side for Southern. Here they come, 17-2 Gamecocks. Pull-up jumper right side is good by Justiny Dixon, the junior from Foley, Alabama. And it's 17-4. Gamecocks lead is trimmed with 3:12 to play in the opening quarter. Raven dribbling right, 2-3 zone employed here by Southern. Passes right to Agot McKeer. McKeer to Tornabys on the low block. We'll reverse it now, left side. Tessa Johnson wants three left side. Too strong again, she's 0 for 2. Rebound lost out of bounds. They say to the Jaguars. They'll get a couple of subs in. We'll get a sub in. Tessa Johnson out, off to a slow start. Isla McDowell makes her first appearance. The freshman from Cypress Springs, Texas, averaging 4.5 points, 1.5 rebounds per contest. Gamecocks have cooled off a little bit. 7 out of 14 from the floor, 0 for 4 from three-point range here to start, though. A little bit of rust after 2 weeks off. Here comes Southern across the timeline. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Lagway, the senior from Los Angeles, bounce pass to the right. Gets it back, guarded by McKeer. Shot clock halfway down. Up top it comes. Delancey drives, feeds it underneath, knocked away, and here out of there with it is Allie Tornabys. Not sure if that was a shot or just a really bad pass. And the ball is knocked free. It's loose in the corner. Still loose, and we're going to get a foul. They're going to get a foul in the Gamecocks? Diving for a loose ball, really? That'll work on Isla McDowell. Not sure about that one. Nobody had possession of the ball. They were just diving after a loose one, and they got Isla for a foul. Okay. The one official who made said call has not been making any friends with the Gamecocks so far today. Madina Okot back in. Joyce Edwards out. See if the Gamecocks can get back to what they started with, get the inside going. 17-4 Carolina. Southern with the basketball. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Here's Lagway, guarded by McKeer. Bounce pass to the right to Tate. Tate uses the screen, comes around it to her left on the dribble, cut off in the lane, feeds it out right to Hurston. 3 balls away, it's no good. Rebound to Dixon for the Jaguars. Back up top it comes to Hurston. Shot clock at 15. Around a screen to her left. And they're going to get a hand check foul on Madina Okot. That is 2 on her. And this one official just seems intent on taking over this basketball game. With all the bumping that they have allowed, they get her for a second hand touch foul. There's been a lot of bumping, shoving that they're letting go, and they call a hand check. And so that's 2 on Madina. She comes out in favor of Miriam Dowda, the senior from Bentonville, Arkansas. Southern with the basketball, into the far corner it comes. On the dribble is Tate, drives into the lane, hands it off on the low block to Porter. Shot blocked by Tornabys, and then a foul on the rebound against Southern as Allie got slapped in the face. It'll be Carolina ball. Put the foul on Demaya Porter. Her first. Carolina ball leading 17-4 with 1:47 to play in the opening quarter. Gamecocks opened the game on a 15-0 run. Have cooled off a little since. 2-3 zone by Southern. Work it left side to Agot McKeer. McKeer passes left to Raven off the dribble. Raven looking inside, not much there against this 2-3 zone. Shot clock at 13. McDowell right side. Up top to Dowda. Work it left side, shot clock under 10. Far corner, McKeer feeds it inside to Tornabys, and she's fouled before she can get the shot off with 5 seconds on the shot clock. We have not yet mastered the art of throwing the ball high to Allie Tornabys. If you can do that, she's going to have some layups and maybe some dunks, but we always seem to throw it near her shoulders. She's the tallest one out there. Let's go higher. We'll bring it in baseline right side after the foul on Tate. That's 2 on her. She'll go to the bench. She fouled out in the game here Thursday night. Raven delivers up top to McKeer, and we're finally back underway. Trapping zone again. Feed it to Tornabees, and it was a bad pass by Agot McKeer. Turnover gives it back to Southern. Gamecocks getting a little sloppy here in the last few minutes of the first quarter. Still leading 17-4. Lagway hands it off right side. Hurston drives, shoots, scores. Goes high off the glass for that one. Makes it 17-6. A little 6-2 run here by the Jaguars as the Gamecocks have kind of cooled off here offensively. Raven up top to Agot McKeer. Dribbling to her left. Gamecocks haven't scored in 3 minutes. Here's Dowda, feeds it underneath to Allie all by herself, and she blows the layup. My goodness. And then a travel by Southern. Gamecocks will get it right back. No, Tornabees doesn't miss too many from underneath the basket, and she missed a wide open layup. Yeah, she had an opportunity to throw that one down if she wanted to, but didn't. Go ahead, young lady, do it. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. They'll bring it in baseline left side. Raven looking. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. Gets it into McDowell. Back to Raven, and she will lay it up and in. Just barely got her feet back in bounds, and it's 19-6. Gamecocks snap that mini run there as Raven gets her first bucket of the afternoon. 30 seconds to play in the opening quarter, and ball was tipped to us, and it'll come right to us. Ball knocked out of bounds by Raven. It'll remain with Southern. They'll bring it in just in front of us. Lagway to trigger it in with Raven Johnson doing jumping jacks in front of her. Up top it comes to Porter. She'll give it back to Lagway. Lagway guarded by Raven. Passes left, 13 to shoot it. Trying to create is Hurston. Step back, 15-footer, air ball. Rebound Allie Tornabees, and the Gamecocks have it. 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Gamecocks can work for the final shot of the first quarter, leading at 19-6. Raven dribbling to her left, splits a couple of defenders, finds McKeer in the far corner for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound McDowell, shot up at the buzzer, that won't count, and that's how the first quarter will end. 10 minutes in the book, South Carolina leading Southern here, 19-6 here in the first round of the NCAA women's basketball tournament. Parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. This women's basketball, everyone's just sitting around wondering what's going on. How come we're not playing basketball? Goodness. Elsewhere on campus today, Gamecock softball plays game 2 of their series with LSU in a top 25 showdown over at Carolina Softball Stadium at Beckham Field. Softball won in a marathon game yesterday, 12 innings, 6-5. Gamecock baseball playing game 2 of their series with 4th-ranked Arkansas today at 4 o'clock over at Founders Park. Southern basketball to start, and we're underway. Jaguars moving right to left. Man-to-man defense for the Gamecocks as Cunningham gets it across, guarded by Raven Johnson. Just in front of us now. Ball knocked out of her hands by Raven, but Cunningham recovers. And then a steal by Latson in midcourt. She will race down the length of the floor and lay it up and in. And the Gamecocks getting their transition offense going here with their defense. They lead at 21-6. Driving into the lane is Cunningham. Shot block, gets her own rebound. Dishes it back out up top to Reed. Baseline cut, backdoor layup won't go down. They get the rebound, stick back won't go. Rebound Miriam Dowda, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Raven. Here comes Carolina quickly down the floor. Raven trying to drive into the lane, finds Latson in the far corner. No time to shoot the 3 there. Latson trying to work through a trap up top to Dowda. Shot clock down to 14, hands it off to Tessa. Tessa zips it across to Raven, far corner. Good look at a 3, air ball again. And rebound lost out of bounds. Gamecocks 0 for 6 from 3-point range, and none of them have been close. Not sure what's going on. Obviously, it's been 2 weeks since the Gamecocks have played a basketball game, but they've shot on this floor quite a bit, and for whatever reason, not finding the range, not even close from 3-point range. 0 for 6. 21-6 Gamecocks. Jaguars with the basketball. Near corner it comes to Reed, their best 3-point shooter. Gives it up to Porter, working around the perimeter right side. Shot clock at 13. Trying to drive. They get it back out up top to Reed. Guarded by Latson. Driving into the lane. Kicks it back out. Knocked free. Ball loose, but the Jaguars recover. It's loose again. They recover. 3 to shoot it. Underneath the basket. Shot blocked by Miriam Dowda. And the Gamecocks have it. Dowda was waiting for a guard to come back. Finally gives it off to Raven. Quickly ahead to Latson. Latson driving on the baseline. Cut off there. Needs some help. And she threw it away. That tight pressure, and Southern gets a turnover. This is how they live. Feed it up top, underneath the basket. Ball knocked free, but the Jaguars recover. We go for another steal. Tania Latson has it. It's 2-on-2 the other way. Latson spins in the lane, shoots, doesn't score, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Gamecocks determined to get their transition offense going. They'll have to get it from the free throw line, where Latson has frequented so far today. Now leading the Gamecocks with 7 points. She's 3 out of 4 from the stripe. Isla McDowell back in. The freshman replaces Miriam Dowda. Again, no Maddie McDaniel, no Adele Tack today due to illness and injury, and Madina Okot on the bench with 2 early fouls. Latson at the line once again. Earned an honorable mention All-American this year for the 4th time in her career. Misses the first free throw. She's 3 out of 5 today. Came in at 78%, which is down for her. Most of the year she was hovering at 80% or above, but has missed a few here as of late. Hits the second one. And the Gamecocks lead 22-6. 8:07 to play in the second quarter. Some pressure in the backcourt as the Gamecocks match up man-to-man. Bringing it up quickly is Hurston, guarded by McDowell. Tries to drive in the lane. Kicks it out left side. 3 ball away by Reed. It's an air ball. It'll go out of bounds. Carolina ball. Reed, the best three-point shooter in the SWAC, just airballed from the left wing. Good pressure there to not give her a good look. 22-6 Gamecocks. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Gamecocks haven't been sharp, but you expect some sloppiness after 2 weeks off. Raven dribbling to her left. Passes right to Tessa. Down low to Joyce Edwards. Edwards muscling her way in. Puts it up no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Gamecocks doing a good job of getting to the rim. Haven't been finishing as of late, but now they get a chance at the free throw line. It'll be Joyce Edwards, who had 6 early points, and her first visit to the free throw line, where she's 70% on the year. The sophomore from Camden, South Carolina, second team All-American by numerous sources this year. First team All-SEC as well, and she misses the first free throw. Again, a 70% free throw shooter, but Gamecocks not doing some of the little things here that make free throws. Second free throw is good. Makes it 23-6. Carolina in front. 7:40 to play in the second quarter here at CLA. Hurston will get it in to Cunningham. Cunningham bursts across the timeline, picked up by McDowell. Hands it off right side to Reed, the three-point shooter. Guarded by Tania Latson. Hands it off in the corner herself to Reed. Reed on the dribble drive towards the free throw line, driving in the lane right side from the baseline. Jumper up no good. Rebound Joyce Edwards, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Tessa. Tessa driving, kicks it out near corner. Raven wants 3, missed it short, and the Gamecocks still 0 for three-point range today. 0 for 7. Here come the Jaguars the other way. Up top it comes. 7:09 to play in the second. Gamecocks lead at 23-6, but not shooting it well in their own gym. Reed right side, guarded by Latson. Shot clock at 15. Feeds it inside, halfway down the lane. The big girl, Harrison, shoots, and they're going to get her for a travel before the bucket. Gamecocks will have it on the turnover. That's one of their bigger players, Elise Harrison, 6'4" senior. We'll get Agot McKeer in, Isla McDowell out. Carolina ball leading 23-6, 6:55 to play in the second quarter, but Gamecocks 0 for 7 from three-point range today, and they've had good looks from good shooters. Just not going down. Here's Latson up top. The runner weave up top with the motion offense. Raven Johnson hands it off to Latson. Spinning, lost the handle, and she's going to be fouled by DeShante Edwards, the senior from Baltimore. Second foul on Edwards. Third team foul on Southern. It'll be Carolina ball. We'll bring it into the left of the basket as they'll go to their bench. Olivia Delancey checks back in, the senior from St. Petersburg. Also checking in, Jocelyn Tate, the MVP of the SWAC tournament. Gamecocks will bring it in baseline left side. Raven to do the honors as everybody goes through their motions. Raven gets it into Latson left side. Up top to Joyce Edwards. Edwards on the dribble into the lane, fighting through traffic, lays it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play for Joyce Edwards. It's 25-6 with 6:35 to play in the second quarter. Edwards with 9 points. Chance to get into double figures here with the made free throw. 1 for 2 from the stripe today. Follow-up free throw is good. And the Gamecocks have a 20-point lead at 26-6, their largest lead of the afternoon. 6.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Gamecocks in the man-to-man as Cunningham gets it across, dribbling right towards the Carolina bench. Now hands it off to Tate. Tate dribbling left, comes around a screen. The lane opens for, puts it high off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around, they get the rebound. Stick back is good by the big girl Harrison. And that cuts Carolina's lead 26-8 as Harrison gets her first points. Work it over far corner to Latson. Can't shoot the three ball. Up top to Agot McKeer. She'll put it on the floor. Passes right to Raven. Gamecocks trying to get the offense in gear. Finds Edwards on the pick and roll. Joyce puts the shot up. Had her shot rejected by Harrison. And the Jaguars come out of there with it. Tate driving right side. Feeds it inside. Stolen away by Joyce Edwards. Just stepped into the passing lane. Edwards weaving through defenders. Needs some help. Will settle into the half court. Now Tessa Johnson finds Edwards on the give and go. Puts it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket again. Chance for a three-point play again. And it's 28-8. Joyce Edwards moving well without the basketball. She's got a dozen here in the first half. Picking up the slack from Madina Okot on the bench due to foul trouble. Some outstanding ball movement there by the Gamecocks. Edwards at the line where she's 2 out of 3 today. Again, a dozen points for her. Follow-up free throw. Got it. Every bit of iron and it rolls through the hole. It's 29-8. Gamecocks in front. They'll go to their bench. Big Harrison out, checking back in. Even bigger, Anasia Hall, 6'5" junior from Alpharetta, Georgia, a transfer from Alabama State. Madina Okot back in with 2 fouls. She'll pick up Joyce Edwards. Madina got whistled for 2 ticky-tack fouls in that first quarter. There's Tate driving into the lane. It opens for her, and she lays it up and in, and the Gamecocks never stop the dribble. You hate to see that. It's 29-10. Gamecocks quickly the other way. Agot McKeer beats everyone down the floor. She'll lay it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. Both teams kind of olayed on their defense on that series as both got layups. Nobody stopped the dribble. And the Gamecocks lead 31-10. Agot McKeer hustling down the floor. The freshman now with 6 points. She'll be at the line for the first time. McKeer, 71% from the stripe on the season. Follow-up free throw, no good, hit the back rim. Fight for the rebound, it's loose, and they're going to get Tessa Johnson for a foul from behind. That's her first. First foul in the Gamecocks this quarter with 5:23 to play in the second frame. 31-10 Gamecocks, their largest lead. Matching their largest lead, I should say. Jaguars with the basketball. Across the timeline with it is Lagway, guarded by McKeer in the man-to-man. Or nope, Gamecocks dropping into a zone this trip. Different look. They zip it across right side. Dixon pulls up for 3, partially blocked. Gamecocks get the rebound. Tessa Johnson cleans the glass. We're midway through the second quarter. Feed it into the far corner. Latson for 3, no good. Rebound caroms out to Latson on the baseline. We're still 0 from three-point range. Dump it down low to Madina, and Big Mama finishes 33-10. Madina Okot with her second bucket. It's 33-10. Gamecocks in front. Good look by Tania Latson. 4:40 to play here in the second quarter. Driving left side, bounce pass left wing. 3 ball by Delancey is good. First three-pointer for either team. Her 39th of the year for Olivia Delancey, and it's 33-13. 4.5 minutes to play in the quarter. We feed it into Okot again. 2 more. Great touch pass from Raven Johnson. And it's 35-13. Here come the Jaguars quickly. Tate driving right side. Pull up from 10 feet, no good. We had 3 white jerseys there to get the rebound, and nobody could grab it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Southern ball when we come back. 4:11 to play in the second quarter. South Carolina leading the Jaguars 35-13. Reminder, parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. This women's basketball, 7 from the floor for 22.2%, 1 out of 7 from distance. They have not shot a free throw. They are led by Jocelyn Tate with 4 points. Gamecocks led by Joyce Edwards with 13. Tania Latson has 8. Madina Okot, Agot McKeer with 6 points for Carolina. Again, the winner will take on the winner of the late game today, the 8-9 seed game between Southern Cal and Clemson. 2 teams Gamecocks have already played. We'll see one of them in the second round, assuming the Gamecocks take care of business here. Very rare that you see an opponent that you played in the regular season in the second round, and no matter who it is, it'll be a team the Gamecocks played. Very strange bracket. Southern ball as play resumes. They'll bring it in baseline right side. Gamecocks with Latson, Edwards, McKeer, Okot, and Raven on the floor. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. They do get it in right side. Jumper up by Hall. Won't go down. Rebound Raven. Raven across the timeline. Kicks it out left side. Latson in the far corner. Can't pull the trigger. Back to McKeer left wing. Up top to Joyce Edwards, working around the zone from Southern University. They really get after it defensively. Feed it to Edwards. Edwards at the free throw line. In the far corner now, McKeer. She wants 3. Bang! Got it. And the Gamecocks finally break the 3-point barrier. Got McKeer only 20% from that range. Hit their 12th of the year. Gamecocks lead 38-13. First 3 ball of the day for Carolina with 3:37 to play in the second quarter. Running layup won't go down in traffic for the Jaguars. Madina Okot with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Quickly head Raven, drives, shoots, doesn't score. They're going to get her for an offensive foul, and that's 2 fouls on Raven. As they draw the charge, somebody got positioned underneath the basket. Gamecocks don't have the luxury of depth today. Again, no Adele Tack with the lower leg injury. No Maddie McDaniel due to illness, so the backup point guard is out sick. Hopefully she'll be back on Monday. Raven out, Isla McDowell back in. 38-13, Gamecocks in front with 3:26 to play in the second quarter. Lagway will bring it up for the Jaguars, the senior from Los Angeles, a transfer from Cal State Fullerton this year. Bounce pass to the left to Tate, guarded by McDowell, comes around a screen to her right. Gamecock switch defensively. Still has it on the floor, dips it on the baseline. Jumper up, no good by Hall. Rebound, Big Mama, Madina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it, leading 38-13. 3 minutes to play in the second. In the near corner, Latson, long 3, no good. Rebound, Joyce Edwards, trying to drive in traffic. Went up and down with it, and they're going to get her for the travel. Ball will go back to Southern. Gamecock fans wanted a foul, but not going to get it. 2:53 to play in the second. A little sloppy here. Jaguar ball as they'll get Harrison back in, their 6'4" post player, in place of the 6'5" Hall. Lagway looks back to her coach as she brings it across the timeline. Guarded by Latson in the man-to-man this trip. Dribbling to her right towards the Carolina bench. Now back to her left. Feeds it right side to Delancey. Good look at a 3. Line drive, no good. Another rebound to Big Mama. Madina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet ahead quickly to McKeer. Down low, Joyce Edwards. Edwards cut off on the baseline. Trying to knife through defenders. Lost the handle. There's too many arms to dribble the basketball. And then McKeer. Oh, they're going to get McKeer for a reach-in foul. She knocked the ball free. They're going to get her for a foul, and don't know about that one. 2:22 to play. It'll stay with the Jaguars. Madina Okot out. Ali Tornaby's back in, the freshman from France. 38-13 Gamecocks. 2:22 to play in the half. Tate will bring it in to Cunningham, and we're back underway. McKeer picks her up in the man-to-man. Swings it into the right corner to Dixon for 3. Can't bank it in. Tornaby's with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Outlet to Tanaya Latson. Latson on the dribble left side. Up top to McKeer. Now Allie feeds it to McDowell on the right wing. Around the zone, feed it into Allie Tornaby's. Tornaby's double team. Kicks it out to Latson. Latson on the drive. Finds Joyce Edwards in the lane. She will lay it up and in, and the Gamecocks lead 40-13. 1:50 to play in the first half. Here comes the Jaguars the other way. 3-ball left wing won't go down for Delancey. They get the rebound, however. Kick it out left side to Cunningham. Drives in the lane. Ball knocked out of her hands. It's still loose. And McKeer comes out of there with it. Gamecocks have it with 90 seconds to play in the half. Outlet to Joyce Edwards. She will lay it in for 2 more. And the Gamecocks lead 42-13. Gamecocks on a little bit of a run here now. A 9-0 run by the Gamecocks. Cunningham feeds it, baseline cutter up and in. Count the basket, chance for a 3-point play. One of the Gamecocks got knocked down. That was Agot McKeer. She's all right, and that snaps that 9-0 run to make it 42-15. And an old-fashioned 3-point play coming up for the Jaguars with 1:12 to play. Not sure who they put the foul on. They put it on Tornaby's. Follow-up free throw was good by Dixon, only a 58% free throw shooter. And she converts the old-fashioned three-point play to make it 42-16. 1:12 to play here in the first half. All Carolina, who opened the game on a 15-0 run. Gamecocks trying to advance to the second round. Tonight Latson will get it across. Runner weave, passing left to McKeer. Look at right side Latson. Up top, Allie Tornabes. Allie wants three. Back rimmed it, no good. Rebound caroms out to McKeer on the left side. Far corner, McDowell wants three. Air ball, no good. Rebound Edwards underneath, gets her man in the air, lays it in for two more, and it's 44-16. Joyce Edwards, 19 first half points. And the Gamecocks lead big with 40 seconds to play in the half. Gamecocks still just 1 for 12 from three-point range today and missing badly. A lot of air balls on threes. Shot clock at 15. Up top, Harrison passing left to Cunningham. Guarded by McKeer. Shot clock down to 10. Cunningham passes left corner. Three ball away by Reed, and she got it. The best three-point shooter in the SWAC. Hits her first of the day. Makes it 44-19. Her 63rd three-pointer of the season. 15 seconds to play in the half. Gamecocks can work for the final shot, and that's what they'll do. Southern in their 2-3 zone. Latson with 8 seconds to play. Passes left to Edwards. Far corner, McDowell wants three. No good. Tornabes with the rebound. Puts the shot up. No good at the buzzer, and that's how the first half will end. 20 minutes in the books. Wasn't always pretty, but the Gamecocks have the big lead headed into the locker room. 44-19 over the Jaguars from Southern University here in the 2026 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. Parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly presented by the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, and you're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. And we welcome you back to Colonial Life Arena. We're at halftime, first round of the 2026 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. South Carolina leading Southern University by a score of 44-19. And now, fans, let's take a look at the Beatbox College scoreboard with scores from around women's college basketball today. Beatbox, the original party punch, now for sale at Colonial Life Arena. It's party time. Got a couple of finals from first round action today already. First over in the Fort Worth 3 regional. The number 3 seed Louisville knocked break 44-19. We'll take a timeout, come back with the start of the third quarter, and you're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Back at Colonial Life Arena as we get set for the start of the third quarter, first round of the 2026 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. South Carolina taking on Southern University. Gamecocks leading at 44-19. Parents, don't forget, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. Gamecocks in white, Southern in their baby blue, white numbers trimmed in gold. Good crowd here as always at Colonial Life Arena. Winner gets the winner of the late game today between Clemson and Southern Cal, the 8-9 seed. See who takes the floor for Carolina. Looks like the original starting five: Johnson and Johnson, Latson, Edwards, and Okot. Raven and Okot had 2 fouls in the first half. Madina got both of hers early in the first quarter. Back at Colonial Life Arena. Lost our connection there for a minute. Sorry about that, but in the interlude, Gamecocks leading Southern University 49-19. Gamecocks got a three-pointer from Madina Okot and then a two-pointer to start the third quarter. Madina Okot with her 11th three-pointer of the year. Gamecocks lead 49-19 with the basketball. 2-3 zone by Southern. Here's Okot right side. Had the ball stripped out of her hands but recovers. 10 on the shot clock. Up top to Tanaya Latson. Latson back to Madina right side. She'll try another three. No good off the back rim. Rebound Tessa underneath the basket. She will lay it up and in for her first points. And it's 51-19. A 7-0 run by the Gamecocks here to start. Extending their largest lead. 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. We go for the steal. Tanaya Latson just takes it away. Racing down the length of the floor. She will lay it up and in. And the Gamecocks lead 53-19. It's a 9-0 run. And Coach Carlos Funches is going to burn a timeout to stop the bleeding for Southern. The Gamecocks coming out of the gates hot. 9-0 run. They lead at 53-19 with 7:46 to play in the third. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly presented by the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. You're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Garnet and black, as you might expect. A few folks in orange have checked in for the second game today. Southern University winner in Thursday's first four game against Samford to get here. Second time they've won an NCAA tournament game. On the floor for the Gamecocks as play resumes. Tanaya Latson, Joyce Edwards, Madina Okot, and Johnson & Johnson. It'll be Southern basketball as play resumes. And we're underway. Cunningham will bring it up. Guarded by Raven as she crosses the block C. Comes around to her right. Gamecocks switch on a screen. In the man-to-man, up top it comes to Porter. Porter on the dribble, almost lost it, hands it off on the right wing. Shot clock halfway down. Hurston on the dribble drive, pulls up from the foul line. 15-footer, rolls out, no good. And good box out and a rebound for Madina Okot. Gamecocks have it. Quickly down the floor, Tessa Johnson can't pull the trigger on the three. Cross court, Tanaya Latson, far corner, working it around the zone. Bounce pass to Edwards at the free throw line. Edwards spins to her left, puts it up. Oh, missed it short. One of the few she's missed. Gets her own rebound and sticks it back for two more. It's 55-19, an 11-0 run. Joyce Edwards with 21 points. It's her 20th 20-point game of the season and 25th of her career. 3 minutes gone by here in the third. All Carolina here. They work it left side to Hurston. Hurston on the dribble around a screen. Looking for the pick and roll. Can't use it. Shot clock at 13. Ball knocked loose by Latson into the backcourt. Recovered by Southern, but the shot clock down to 8. Across the timeline with it. Left side. Reed pulls up for a prayer that's not answered. Rebound Tessa, and the Gamecocks have it. Tessa will get it across the timeline. She'll wait for the numbers. Gets it to Raven. Raven driving in the lane. Zips it left side to Latson. Down low, Madina Okot. Facing a double team. Back out Tessa. Far corner three. Bang! Got it. First three-pointer for Tessa Johnson today. Her 80th of the season, and the Gamecocks on a 14-0 run lead at 58-19. Jumper from the near corners and air ball. Rebound Tessa. Outlet Tanaya Latson. One girl to beat. She will lay it up and in, and it's 60-19. A 16-0 run. 4 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Gamecocks exploding coming out of the locker room. All Gamecocks here to start. Left side it comes. Cunningham back up top to Hurston. 14 on the shot clock. Hurston on the dribble. Guarded by Edwards. Shot clock down to 10. Probes the lane left side. Shot blocked from behind by Joyce Edwards into the baseline out of bounds. It'll remain with Southern, but good defense there by the Gamecocks. They'll inbound baseline left side, only 7 on the shot clock. Got to hurry to avoid the 5 count. And there it is. They burned a timeout before the 5 count. 5:42 to play here in the third. All Carolina here leading at 60-19. We've got a timeout on the floor, so we'll step aside as well. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly presented by the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. And you're listening to South Carolina Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield. Madina Okot with 13 points. Tanaya Latson with a dozen now. Agot McKeer with 9. If the Gamecocks can keep it going after the timeout. Southern with only one timeout remaining as Coach Carlos Funch is doing everything he can to stop the bleeding a few times today. But it's going to happen with a 1 versus 16 here in the women's tournament most times. Gamecocks in white, Southern in their light blue. It'll be Jaguar basketball. They'll bring it in baseline left side. Shot clock at 7, and they feed it underneath the basket and miss the wide open layup. And the follow-up shot is blocked by Raven, and she comes out of there with it. Gamecocks had a lapse defensively, but came out of there okay. Here's McKeer left side, spots up for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound, Madina Okot. Big Mama puts it home for 2, and it's 62-19. An 18-0 run for the Gamecocks. Near side it comes. Jocelyn Tate drives in the baseline, kicks it back out. Right wing it comes to Lagway. Lagway driving on McKeer, cut off at the foul line. Left side to Delancey for 3, missed it short. Rebound, Karams out of bounds. Carolina ball. All Gamecocks here to start the third quarter. It's 62-19. An 18-0 run by South Carolina. Raven Johnson will bring it up. Crowd is quiet here, not because they're disappointed. They may be a little bored. Raven, left wing. Up top to Joyce Edwards. Works it right side to Tessa. Trying to work around a screen. Back to Madina Okot, right side. Feeds it down low to Joyce. Spins, shoots, doesn't score, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Edwards having a monster game. Had a monster first half due to the foul trouble to Madina Okot. She became the focus. Not that she wasn't going to get a lot of opportunities anyway. And she'll be at the line for a pair here. Edwards 3 out of 4 from the stripe today. 70% on the season. The first one is good, and it's 63-19. One more time for Joyce. Got them both, and it's a 20-0 run for South Carolina. 64-19 our score midway through the third. Driving right side, Porter kicks it back out, ball knocked loose. The Jaguars recover, driving into the lane is Lagway. Ball knocked out of her hands, but they recover. Shot up from the lane won't go down, and going to get a foul on Madina Okot, who I think wants to come out anyway. She'll pick up her third foul, but she looks winded. Put her fingered up and tugged at her jersey. So she'll come out with the third foul anyway, as Miriam Dowda checks back in, the senior from Bentonville, Arkansas, averaging 3 points, 3 rebounds. At the free throw line, Demaya Porter, the sophomore, Mississippi native, 61% free throw shooter. Misses the first one. Only the second free throw of the day for Southern University. Second free throw is good. She hits 1 out of 2, and that snaps that 20-0 run by the Gamecocks. Makes it 64-20 with 4:36 to play in the third. Here's Agot McKeer up top, dribbling right into the lane. Tries to open it up for her. She lays it up and in. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. Agot McKeer in double figures with 11. Her season high is 12 for the freshman. And it's 66-20. McKeer has been good off the bench today, 5 out of 8 shooting. At the line where she's 71% on the year, 0 for 1 today, and missed the second one. Her second opportunity. Rebound Miriam Dowda, and the Gamecocks have it. Here's McKeer, far corner, tries to drive the baseline. Pull-up jumper, rolls off the rim, no good. I jinxed her. Rebound kicks out to Raven, top of the circle. Raven feeds it to Miriam Dowda on the baseline, saves it from going out of bounds. Back to McKeer on the right wing. Shot clock at 12. Here's Edwards. Edwards on the dribble drive into the lane. Kicks it out to Raven near corner. She'll drive the baseline. Back to Joyce at the free throw line. Jumper up. Back rimmed it no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds off the Jaguars. It'll be Carolina ball. We'll get Tania Latson back into the game. Latson comes in with 12 points. She'll pick up Raven. Again, Gamecocks thin on the bench today with no Maddie McDaniel, no Adele Tack. Here's Latson, baseline jumper, got it. Tania Latson off the bench for some instant offense. She's got 14, and it's 68-20. Gamecocks in front. Here's Lagway, guarded by McKeer in the man-to-man. Passes to her right to Delancey. Thought about the three. She'll drive instead. Puts it high off the glass, no good. McKeer with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. The freshman across the timeline just in front of us. Spins to her left, hands it back to Tessa. She'll pull up for three. In and out, no good. Went halfway down and popped out. Jaguars with the rebound. Still 68-20 Gamecocks. Steal at midcourt. by Latson. Behind the back pass to Joyce Edwards, and she will lay it up and in. It's 70-20, a 50-point lead. Tonight, Latson didn't even see Edwards, but she knew she was there. Threw it behind her back, and Edwards had the uncontested layup. 70-20, Carolina. Here come the Jaguars the other way. Left side, Delancey driving, kicks it out in the corner. Ball was kicked by the Jaguars, but they recover. Shot clock at 10. Driving into the lane, spinning, shooting, not scoring, doesn't matter. Travel's going to be called on Porter anyway. It'll be Carolina ball with 2:58 to play in the third, leading 70-20. Gamecocks have outscored them 26-1 here in the third quarter. More points this quarter than they've had all game. Here's Latson across the timeline. Dribbling to her right, around a screen from Dowda. Up top, Tessa Johnson, who's had a slow day today. Now Latson wants three right wing, missed it short. Three's just not fallen for the Gamecocks at all today. 3 for 19 from distance. Jaguars with the basketball, 2.5 minutes to play in the third. Trying to drive is Lagway, cut off top of the circle, passes left to Tate. Tate on the drive across the baseline, feeds it on the near side. Shot clock at 13. Three ball by Delancey, no good. Rebound, Karams out of bounds. It'll be Carolina ball. We want to get Isla McDowell back into the contest. And only 9 healthy bodies for the Gamecocks today as Joyce Edwards comes out with 25 points and 7 rebounds. Gets a nice round of applause. Latson will bring it up. No Maddie McDaniel, no Adele Tack today. Feed it in the far corner. Tessa Johnson wants three. Bang! She was wide open and she buried that one. Her second three-pointer of the day gives her 8 points, and the Gamecocks lead 73-20. 2 minutes to play in the third. Gamecocks in the man-to-man. Here come the Jaguars. Dribbling right. Pull-up jumper right side by Lagway, short. Rebound out of bounds off the Gamecocks. It'll go back to the Jaguars as they'll get big Xylese Harrison in, the 6'4 senior, as well as Zaria Hurston, the junior guard who transferred from Coastal Carolina. 73-20, Gamecocks in front here. Jags will bring it in baseline right side. They feed it up top to Tate, trying to drive. Off-balance shot, went over the backboard, but they're going to get Carolina for a foul. I think that's going to be Tessa. Nope, they're going to put it on Latson. They were both there. Latson collects her first. Latson's had a good game, 14 points, 5 assists. And the Jags will go to the free throw line. It'll be Jocelyn Tate, the MVP of the SWAC tournament, averaging 8 points, nearly 6 rebounds per game. First free throw is short. Tate, only a 56% foul shooter. She had 10 points, 7 rebounds in their first 4 win on Thursday against Samford. Fouled out of that game. Hits 1 out of 2 here, and it's 73-21. Gamecocks in front. Just 1:50 to play in the third. As Agot McKeer will bring it up. Allie Tornaby's in the game with Latson, Dowda, McKeer, and McDowell. So 4 of the 5 starters getting a break, but Latson having to play because we only got 9 healthy bodies today. McDowell, cross court to McKeer, right side. Doesn't pull the trigger on the 3, puts it on the floor instead. Zips it in the near corner, back to McDowell left side, shot clock at 10. Back to Latson, finds Dowda on the low block. Double team because of the zone, and she threw it away. Turnover there by Miriam Dowda. Tried to do a quick kick out to free up Latson, but was over her head. 10th turnover of the day for the Gamecocks. Layup, driving layup, no good. Blocked by McKeer, but they get the rebound. Stick back won't go. Dowda with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. Good defensive work there by Carolina. McKeer is going to be fouled from behind and knocked to the floor hard by Jocelyn Tate. There have been some hard fouls today. 1:10 to play in the third. Gamecocks will have it. 4th team foul on Southern. Last to give before the bonus. As they'll get Deshante Edwards into the game. Agot McKeer will bring it in baseline left side for Carolina. In all Gamecocks today, they never trailed. Opened the game on a 15-0 run. Here's Tornaby's left side, gives it back to McKeer. And they're going to get a foul on the Jaguars, and that'll put the Gamecocks at the free throw line as they're in the bonus for the final 107. Xylese Harrison picks up the foul. That's her third. So here's Agot McKeer at the stripe. 0 for 2 from the free throw line today. Normally a good free throw shooter at 71%. Hits the first one, and that ties her season high. McKeer now with a dozen points. She can set a new career high with a made free throw here. And she does not, unfortunately. Rebound ping-pongs around, and the Jaguars come out of there with it. Still 74-21 Gamecocks. Minute to play in the third. Here come the Jaguars. Left side, all by herself is Edwards. 15-footer, no good. Rebound Latson, and the Gamecocks have it. Latson will get it across just in front of us. She'll wait for the numbers. Trying to create. Cut off there. Feeds it right side to Agot McKeer. Far corner McDowell. Down low Ali. Tornabese from the baseline. Left it short. And rebound to the Jaguars. And Ali Tornabese still looking for her first points, as is Miriam Dowda. Tornabese normally a good shooter. 0 for 4 from the floor today. Normally makes those short mid-range jumpers, but struggling today. 40.5 seconds to play in the third. Gamecocks leading it 74-21. An explosive third quarter for the Gamecocks. Jaguars work it up top to Dixon. Trying to drive into the lane. And going to get a held ball as the Gamecocks stuck a hand in there to tie it up. Possession arrow favors the Jaguars, so they'll keep it. They'll bring it in baseline left side. 15 on the shot clock, 26.1 on the game clock. They triggered up top, ball knocked loose by Miriam Dowda, and she comes away with the steal. Outlet to McKeer. She'll find Latson underneath the basket. She'll lay it up and in, and it's 76-21. Nice sharing there. Latson with 16 points now. 13 seconds to play in the third. Jaguars can work for the final shot if that's their choosing. Lagway drives in the lane. Hop step up, no good. Rebound Tornabese. Gamecocks have it. 5 seconds to go. Get it to McDowell. McDowell near side Latson. Tries to drive, can't get a shot off before the buzzer, and that's how the third quarter will end. 30 minutes in the book. South Carolina leading Southern here, 76-21. The winners on to the second round of the NCAA tournament, and looking good for the home team. Parents, it's never too late or too early to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, because if you're not talking to them, someone else is. Get conversation starters at openconversationsc.com. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast, but both were close. Beat Clemson here, beat Southern Cal out in California. They were close at halftime. Gamecocks led one of those games by just 2 points, I believe, at half. The other was tied, I think. Waiting for TV to break away from whatever they're doing. My goodness. Finally, we'll get to play this fourth quarter, and we're underway. Gamecock ball moving right to left. Raven Johnson looking at a 2-3 zone. Trying to stay out of the trap. We'll work it around right side. McKeer dribbling right. Passes left to Raven. Doesn't pull the trigger on the three. Up top to Tessa. Work it right side, McKeer. McKeer on the dribble. Hands it off up top to Raven. Shot clock down to 10. Gamecocks being deliberate with the clock here. Feed it on the baseline to Madina. Up top, Raven wants three. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer, Raven Johnson. Just her second field goal. She's got 5 points. Her first three-pointer, 36th of the year, and the Gamecocks lead 79-21. Three ball from the near corner won't go down for the Jaguars. They get the rebound underneath. Edwards puts the shot up, no good. Rebound Madina Okot, and the Gamecocks have it. Big Mama with another rebound. Gamecocks quickly down the floor. Feed it down low to Joyce Edwards. Spins to her left and rolls it in for 2 more, and it's 81-21. Joyce Edwards having a day, 27 points. Minute gone by here in the fourth. Gamecocks will sit back in a 2-3 zone here. Again, the Gamecocks thin on their bench, but a lot of the bench players played a lot of that third quarter, so this bunch of the starters getting minutes here in the fourth. And Agot McKeer with a steal for Carolina. She's done a little bit of everything today. McKeer will get it across to Tessa left side. She'll spot up for three. Bang! Got it. Tessa Johnson with her third three-pointer of the day. Gives her 11 points. Tessa with now 82 three-pointers on the season. It's 84-21. Gamecocks were just 1 out of 13 from three-point range in the first half. They've hit 5 here in the second half. Still 8:20 to play in the fourth. At the free throw line, Hurston kicks it back out right side. Shot clock at 13. At the free throw line again is Hurston. 15-footer is good. And that's the first field goal of the second half for the Jaguars after only 2 free throws in the third quarter. It's 84-23. We go underneath the basket to Agot McKeer. She'll lay it up and in, and it's 86-23. The freshman with a new career high, 13 points. 7:54 to play in this one. Gamecocks sitting back in the 2-3 zone. Near side it comes. Up top with it is Edwards. Passes to her right to Cunningham. Around the perimeter left side, Hurston. Gamecocks staying in that zone. Pull up from the free throw line by Hurston. Back rimmed it no good. Another rebound to Big Mama. Madina Okot with the rebound. She's got 7 today. Ahead to Joyce Edwards. Edwards driving in the lane, and she's going to be fouled by Harrison. Harrison will collect her 4th and the first team foul of the 4th quarter. 86-23 Gamecocks. As Demaya Porter will check in, the 6'1 sophomore, their leading scorer coming in, averaging just under 10 points per game. Nobody averaging double figures for the Jaguars. They don't score a lot of points. They relied on their defense, got a lot of steals. Finished 3rd in the SWAC this year. Won their conference tournament. Madina Okot off the inbound, missed the rolling layup, and then lost the rebound out of bounds. So was well contested underneath the basket, but was much bigger than an opponent, but still couldn't get that short runner to go. So it'll be Southern basketball. 7:20 to play in this one. Gamecocks again sitting back in their 2-3 zone. Up top with it is Cunningham. The drama went out of this one a while ago. Gamecocks opened the game on a 15-0 run, opened the second half on a 20-0 run. Jaguars with the basketball, 13 to shoot it. They try to feed it down low, back out. 3-ball right side is an air ball by Reed, and a rebound to Joyce Edwards. Gamecocks have it. Edwards weaving through defenders, finds Madina Okot underneath the basket. She doesn't miss this time, and the Gamecocks running the floor nicely on that trip. It's 88-23 as Edwards gets the assist. Okot now with 15 points. 6:40 to play in the final frame. Gamecocks again in the 2-3 zone. Here's Reed, the dangerous three-point shooter, and she throws it away. It'll go into the backcourt. And they're going to say, oh, one of the Gamecocks touched it. Thought that was going to be over and back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They work it right side. 3-ball away for Reed is good. The top three-point shooter in the SWAC hits her 2nd of the day, gives her 6 points, and it's 88-26. Here's Tessa Johnson, right wing. She wants 3. Got it again! Tessa Johnson coming alive here in the second half with her 4th three-pointer. Or 4th three-pointer. She's got 14. It's 91-26 with 6 minutes to play. 3-ball left wing for the Jaguars won't go down. Fight for the rebound. McKeer comes out of there with it for Carolina. Ahead to Raven. Raven feeds it to Madina Okot, shy of the free throw line. She'll drive the lane right side. Misses the layup. Goodness. Medina's going to see that one in her sleep. 5:45 to play. Here come the Jaguars the other way. Feed it underneath the basket. Missed layup on the other end by Porter. Rebound Big Mama, and the Gamecocks have it. 5:40 to play. It's 91-26 Gamecocks. Ahead to Agot McKeer under the basket. She'll lay it up and in. Great look by Tessa Johnson. McKeer building on her new career high. She's got 15 points, and it's 93-26 in a timeout taken by Southern. Their last, or maybe it was the Gamecocks, with 5:25 to play. 93-26 Gamecocks in front. And a reminder, this women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly presented by the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. And Maddie McDaniel is out sick today. Wish her well, and hopefully she's back with us for the game on Monday. Gamecocks don't know the time of Monday's game yet between the winner of the Clemson-Southern Cal game that'll follow ours. They'll announce all those times later tonight. Gamecocks in a 2-3 zone, and Southern has the basketball, and we're back underway here. Final 5:20 of the 4th quarter. They work it into the far corner to Reed. Can't pull the trigger on the 3. Feed it inside to Porter. Drives, has her shot partially blocked. They get the rebound. Stick back won't go. Rebound caroms around. Tessa Johnson comes out of there with it, and the Gamecocks have it. We had Latson wide open down the floor. Couldn't get it to her. Tessa being hounded. Finally gets it across Edwards. A lot of contact, no foul there. They're kind of letting them play, and finally we get the whistle on the 5th touch. Second foul on Southern, and we'll get a full line change here for the Jaguars. 5 in, 5 out. Gamecocks will bring it in baseline right side. We're midway through the 4th quarter. Gamecocks never trailed. Opened the first quarter on a 15-0 run. Opened the 3rd quarter on a 20-0 run. Tessa to bring it in baseline right side to Latson in the corner. Up top to Tornabees. Zips it down low to Dowda. Knifing her way in. Jumper up no good, but they're going to get her for a travel. She thought she was fouled. There was a lot of contact there, but no whistle. It has been some questionable no calls today. Southern with the basketball. Gamecocks still lead at 93-26. Gamecocks setting up in the 2-3 zone. Seeing a lot of that here in the 4th quarter. Good chance to rest the legs. On the far side it comes to Dixon, and she walked with it. 19th turnover of the game for Southern. They average 17 a game and over their average here. Triggered into Latson in the backcourt, back underway. 4:35 to play in this one. Latson will get it across, tight man-to-man coverage by Jocelyn Tate. Gets a screen from Tornabese. On the roll to Tornabese. Tornabese drives the lane, rolls it up and in, and Allie has her first points of the NCAA tournament. Makes it 95-26. The only Gamecock who hasn't scored, the only healthy Gamecock who hasn't scored is Miriam Dowda. Let's see if we can get her into the scoring column. 2-3 zone again employed by the Gamecocks. 4:10 to play. Work it left side to Dixon. Coming out of the paint. Pull-up jumper left side by Delancey. No good. Rebound Tessa Johnson. She's done some board work today. Her 9th rebound, and the Gamecocks have it. It's a career high for Tessa under the glass. Zip it near side to Tessa. Climbs the ladder to Dowda right side for three. No good. Had a wide open look, but she couldn't knock it down. She was only 4 out of 18 before that one. And then another turnover the other side as Tate just lost the handle on the basketball. Lost the handle and kind of threw it out of bounds, and Gamecocks will have it on yet another turnover. Tonight, Latson will bring it up for Carolina. Get it across on the right side in front of the Carolina bench. Behind the back up top, Tessa. Good look at a three. In and out, no good. Tornabese with the rebound. Stick back is good. She's fouled. Count the basket. Chance for a three-point play. And it's 97-26. 4 points for Allie. Tornabese will be at the line to try to convert the old-fashioned three-point play. Allie Tornabese, a native of France, who's come a long way in a short time in her time here with the Gamecocks. We'll get Agot McKeer into the game. She'll pick up Tessa Johnson. Tessa exits with 14 points and a career-high 9 rebounds for Tessa Johnson today. Tornabese follow-up free throw is good, 50% on the year. Hits that one, makes it 98-26 with 3.5 minutes to play. Gamecocks in the 2-3 zone again. Delancey right side, pulls up for three. It's well off the mark. They get the rebound on the other side. Jaguars with the basketball. Gamecocks still in that 2-3 zone. Work it left side to Dixon. Shot clock down to 10, feed it inside. Trying to drive is Tate. Has her shot blocked, but they're going to get Dowda for a foul. And that'll send the Jags to the free throw line. Gamecocks currently on a 10-0 run here. They've had a bunch of runs today. A 15-0 run, a 20-0 run, and now a 10-0 run here in the fourth quarter. At the free throw line is Jocelyn Tate, a sophomore from North Little Rock, Arkansas. 56% on the year. Hits the first one to give her 6 points today. She's 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. Tied for high honors for the Jaguars today. And now she takes over the team lead with her 7th points. That snaps that 10-0 run. It's 98-28. Gamecocks in front. 3:05 to play here. Gamecocks see if they can hit the century mark. Here's McKeer dribbling left. Man-to-man coverage up top, Isla McDowell. McDowell to Dowda right side. Gives it back to McDowell. McDowell pulls up from the free throw line. In and out, no good. Rebound to the Jaguars. Boy, that went halfway down and popped out. Here come the Jaguars the other way. Can't get their transition offense going. Lagway up top. Gamecocks will settle back in their 2-3 zone. Delancey feeds it into the far corner to Dixon. Shot clock at 15. Just 2.5 left in this one. Tate tries to drive, kicks it out right side. 3 ball by Lagway. Back rimmed it no good. And Latson pulls away the rebound. The Gamecocks have it. Latson trying to drive. Near corner it comes. Isla McDowell for 3. Bang! Got it. Three-pointer, Isla McDowell, the freshman with her 29th of the year. And the Gamecocks, for the 9th time this season, have eclipsed the century mark. It's 101-28. 9th 100-point game of the season for the Gamecocks. Isla McDowell, the freshman, with the big 3 there. Here's a 3-ball left side that'll go down for Delancey, and the Jaguars makes it 101-31. Under 2 minutes to play. Tornabese up top. She wants 3. In and out, no good. Dowda had the rebound and then lost it. It's loose on the floor to be tied up. Held ball possession to Southern. Got to get Dowda into the scoring column here. She's the only one who has not scored today for Carolina. The Gamecocks taking care of business here at home. A 70-point lead here over Southern University. And we'll play on Monday against the winner of the matchup after us between Clemson and Southern Cal. And we're back underway. Just 1:45 to play in this one. Kudos to Southern University and a fine season, finishing 3rd in the SWAC. Won their conference tournament. Won their first 4 game here. Pull-up jumper in the lane is good by Jocelyn Tate, and that cuts the deficit 101-33. Just 90 seconds to play here. Latson at the free throw line, pulls it back to the top of the circle. Tight man-to-man coverage. Not a whole lot of movement by the offense. Wants Tornabees to set a screen, comes around it to her right, back pass to Tornabees. Zips it near corner to McDowell. She wants 3 again. No good. Rebound Tornabees. Pull-up jumper won't bank in. Goodness. Allie frustrated with herself on that one. She thought for sure that was going to go down. She's struggled a little bit today. Does have 5 points. 101-33. Whistle away from the ball. And going to get a foul on Miriam Dowda. Not sure what that was all about with a minute to play. Second foul on the Gamecocks. Or did they put it on Tornabees? Either way, Jaguar ball. They'll bring it in baseline left side. Triggered into Tate. She'll drive the baseline. She was fouled by McKeer, and she'll go to the line. All Gamecocks here today, and they will await the winner between 2 teams they've already played during the regular season. The 2 teams that played them well. Jocelyn Tate at the free throw line. 9 points here, 8 rebounds, leading scorer and rebounder for them today. And she hits the first free throw. She was in double figures for both her NCAA tournament games after scoring and fouling out with 10 against Samford in the first 4 games. Missed the second free throw. Tornabees with the rebound, and the Gamecocks have it, leading 101-34. 52 seconds to play, and a foul from behind by Damani Lagway. This second foul by Lagway as they'll get a sub in. Checking in, Kiana Wilson checks in for the first time, a senior from Jacksonville, Florida, in her second year at Southern after transferring from Florida Southwestern State Junior College. Latson to trigger it in just in front of us. Gets it up top to Tornabees. Back to Latson, dribbling to her right. Latson on the dribble drive into the lane, and the ball knocked out of her hands, but a foul's going to be called, and that'll send Carolina to the line. It'll be Latson at the stripe. She's got 16 points, 6 assists today. She'll be at the free throw line where she's 4-6 on the afternoon. Gamecocks still trying to get Miriam Dowda into the scoring column, but may not be able to do that. First free throw is good to make it 102-34. One more time for Latson. Second free throw, no good. Rebound Tornabees. Tornabees up top to McKeer. Gamecocks have an opportunity perhaps to get Dowda a chance. 40 seconds to play. Tornabees feeds it down low to Dowda, and she was fouled underneath. And that'll send Miriam Dowda to the line with a chance to get her first points. Wonder if Latson missed that free throw on purpose to try to give Dowda a chance to score. Because Latson's almost automatic at the line. So here's Dowda at the stripe, looking for her first points of the tournament. Missed it. See if she can make this one. The only Gamecock who hadn't scored today. Dowda, normally a good free throw shooter at 74%. Second one is good, and all the healthy Gamecocks have scored today. It's 103-34. 35 seconds to play in the contest. Gamecocks won't have to shoot it again. They will advance to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Work it into the far corner to Dixon. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock. Gamecocks in that 2-3 zone. 3 ball from the near corner by Tate's no good. Rebound to Miriam Dowda, and that should do it. The Gamecocks will dribble out the clock. South Carolina is on its way to the second round of the NCAA tournament. They await the winner of Clemson and Southern Cal. Crowd on their feet here at Colonial Life Arena. Dominant win for the Gamecocks as they knock off Southern University 103-34. The Gamecocks improved to 32-3 on the season. Southern's fine season comes to an end as they will finish the year at 20-14. We'll take a timeout and start our wrap-up after this. This women's basketball postseason radio broadcast is proudly presented by the South Carolina Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. And you're listening to South Carolina women's basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network. Welcome back to Colonial Life Arena. Time for the post-game locker room report driven by Jim Hudson Automotive. Gamecocks a winner here in the first round of the 2026 NCAA women's basketball tournament as they take care of Southern University, the number 16 seed, 103-34 in a game the Gamecocks never trailed. Opened the game on a 15-0 run, opened the third quarter on a 20-0 run, and never looked back on the way to the victory. Time for the final numbers in the contest. First for Southern University, as they shot under 20% for the game. Just 12 out of 65 for 18.5%. Just 4 out of